Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, California Weather Watch Special Edition, January 6th. Looking at the infrared satellite imagery here, you can see another strong low pressure system off the coast of Oregon here, starting to move another frontal system into the California area here. Another system will be hot on its heels there, and in fact will actually kind of merge with it and continue the moisture across the state of California. Back across the Pacific, out across here, you can see there's going to be more storm development that will continue to move towards the California coastline through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at that coming up as well. Taking a look at the 48-hour peak wind gust, you can see that Pablo Point just under 1,000 feet, 101 miles per hour. It's an amazing gust there, and you can see all the areas up over 66 miles per hour out here. If you want to pause it and go ahead and take a look at this list, nice culmination of wind speeds here from the National Weather Service. And this is 24-hour peak winds for Southern California. Some of the higher terrain got some really nice wind gusts up towards 94 miles per hour, and you can see the entire list here of areas that got over 50 miles per hour here. So pause that if you want to take a look at these individual locations. This is total rainfall coming through Tuesday here. Northern California coastline, Crescent City up here, Shelter Cove down towards Point Arena. You can see the huge rainfall amounts coming here. You're talking about landslide potential here coming up and some pretty dynamic flooding coming to the region here as you go on into early next week. So heads up, know your escape routes and pay attention to the National Weather Service here. Stay tuned to my videos here as well. Day by day, we'll go over this threat. This is the snowfall all the way through Sunday morning here, and you can see snow totals up towards 2 feet for a lot of the areas. Donner Pass, Echo Pass, Sierra Nevadas. Big impacts coming here for the next couple of weeks here as we can continue to get rounds of snowfall across some of the higher terrain of Northern California here and across the Sierra Nevada. Snow levels towards 4,500 feet, as you can see there. Now, this is the day one excessive rainfall outlook. They upgraded this to a moderate risk here, and that means 40% chance within a 25-mile radius of exceeding flash flood guidance. That's what this map shows here, and you can see the slight risk all the way into southwest Oregon shown there. Now, here's day two. You can see the slight risk moves down towards the Bay Area and even further towards central California shown there. There's day three. Again, northern and central California included there in the slight risk. Day four, look at this, a moderate day four here. At least 40% chance there of exceeding flash flood guidance here across a lot of the Bay Area and some of the slopes of the foothills there going on into the Sierra Nevada here. Day five includes Southern California here. So lots coming up. Continued barrage of storms here for the state of California here over at least probably the next 10 days or so. The good thing about this, there's always an upside to these storms. We're removing some of the drought classification for the area here. We've taken away the exceptional drought. We've lowered the amount of area covered in the extreme drought. So these rainfall events are a necessity for life, even though they can be pretty damaging as they come in. So just trying to give everybody a heads up here is the basic message. And taking a look here, the 8 to 14 day hazardous outlook, you can see California really bullseye here with some heavy snow, some high winds, heavy precipitation. And this shaded area there means the flooding potential really exists for the entire west coast of the state of California, going inland towards the I-5 corridor, especially the further you go north across California. Now, taking a look here, this is the jet stream. You can see Pacific Ocean here, Hawaiian Islands. Here's Japan and China. Strong jet stream driving across the Pacific is really what's bringing this terrain and this parade of storms into California here. So we go on into Sunday, now Monday, Tuesday. The jet stream is just relentless, system after system, moving in towards the state of California here. And yeah, this is the GFS hot off the presses here, the 4 a.m. run going, but you can see this long, powerful jet stream here. It is the strongest jet stream on the planet currently. Now, taking a look here, this is the European control run. This is going to show us what kind of low pressure systems are moving towards the coast of California. There's the initial system here, moving in today into Northern California, then a system on its heels. Another system there, and then you can see potentially a stronger atmospheric river setting up here as we go through Monday morning with the strong low pressure system moving in somewhere towards Northern California here. Tight gradient on the south side here. Big winds again would be possible. Big waves, big snowfall for the Sierra, and of course huge precipitation amounts coming for the state of California all the way through Tuesday morning there. And go on to the extended a little bit more here, and you can continue to see active weather pattern here, bringing more systems, atmospheric river potential as we go on in through mid and later next week. Now taking a look here at GFS, hot off the presses, total precipitation amounts. Our initial system here bringing these heavy rainfalls to Northern California, and you can see it sag south across the Bay Area here as we go on into Sunday morning. And then another system arrives here as we go into Monday morning, potentially a much stronger system also with a low pressure system moving in again, north coast of California there. But look at some of these precipitation amounts moving all the way down towards Southern California in some of the model runs here. This is going on through Tuesday afternoon, January 10th, shown here. Big amounts coming up here, folks. We're only through hour 120 at this point. Continue this off into the future here, and you can see just continued bombardment of systems as we go through the right now. We're about the 10-day period shown there. Look at Southern California getting on the action too. Some of the higher terrain, Los Angeles Metro, Bay Area, Northern California, Sierra Nevada, coastal areas, just huge amounts of precip coming here. So be prepared, folks. This is total snow and Kuchera. I'll run this out pretty quick here. We've been watching this one come in. You guys kind of get the gist of what's happening here across some of the higher terrain, the Siskiyous, Sierra Nevada, big snowfall totals up over 10 feet possible for some areas here. This shown all the way out through next week, Saturday morning. Now, this is looking at atmospheric river potential for the Central California coast, just south of the Bay Area here. And you can see one atmospheric river after another, and that one on Monday morning potentially being strong here, and then another one right on its heels as we go on in through midweek again there. But nice graphic here shows you the duration and the integrated vapor transport here. So the amount of moisture being brought in by the atmosphere versus duration gives the atmospheric river a rating scale based on 1 through 5. And so we have potential for some atmospheric river level 4 moving into the California area here over the next week to 10 days. Now, taking a look here, this is that integrated vapor transport. Here's the initial system here, right on the heels of that one, another one. And then the potentially stronger, more dynamic one sets up as we go on in through Monday morning here. You can see just this long fetch of moisture blasting into the state here. Strong low pressure system making landfall somewhere around the Bay Area, maybe a little bit further north, depending on which model you believe. Trying to get some consolidation of the models on that. But you can see it drive down across Southern California. It's been trending a little bit further south in some of the models as well. And then you can see additional systems on the heels of that, potentially some longer duration ones as we get a little bit further out there also. So no let up in sight as of right now. We have to watch these one at a time here as we go, so stay tuned. This is maximum individual wave height, just kind of showing you guys there's going to be that coastal and beach erosion possible here as we go on in through this weekend into next week. Big waves rolling around all the way down through Southern California, down towards Baja, Mexico, the peninsula down here also. But you can see going to be some nice wave watching here along some areas of the west coast all the way down through California as we continue to bring some of that big wave action and potential flooding along the coastline here through next week. This is 10-meter wind gust, GFS, hot off the press. And again, we're going to be dealing with some high winds, especially with this system that comes in here Monday morning. Look at that swath moving towards the Bay Area here and down the central coast into the Sierra Nevada here. Some of the models been showing it higher up here, but the GFS is going to give it a good example of what could potentially come. Some big wind gusts across the higher terrain for Southern California. And even through the Los Angeles Metro, some of these gusts are showing up into the lower 40s, which is problematic down there. They are not used to it down there across some of Southern California, down towards San Diego, even gusting towards 40 miles per hour. This is current reservoir conditions, and you can see a lot of the areas are below historical average. The screen line you see here is historical average. Mount Shasta went from 34 yesterday to 35 today, so continued rainfall will help replenish these reservoirs. But again, you can see these reservoirs on dots here, and you can imagine all the rainfall that's not going to be caught by these reservoirs. It's just a logistical nightmare trying to collect all this water here. So, and along a lot of the coastal areas too, you see there's not that many reservoirs compared to some of the west slopes of the Sierras shown here. But it should be beneficial for a lot of the reservoirs as we go through the next couple of weeks. So anyway, so I'll put this video out here today, and I'll do another one for the Pacific Northwest here in a moment. But yeah, the parade of storms is coming on into California. There's no let up in sight right now. So be prepared. This initial system is just now starting to impact Northern California here, one hot on its heels, and then a stronger storm moving into California here. And yeah, I may go down there and even document some of the activity here as we go on in through Monday and Tuesday here. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Stay tuned, be prepared, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.